guys, how are you tonight? This is Paula and I'm back for us to complete our trifold, hopefully, but I've got some other things I want to throw in there. I don't want it to be just this because we did it last night, but look how cool at the front of it has dried and it looks so nice. I love it. Okay, I'm going to try to cover up this bright spot. Because I need to see you guys. Well, you need to see me, I'll put it that way. I'll cover this up with this paper. So I wanted to tell you, I never told you that at Christmas, I got a lot of stuff I never got to show you, and I really haven't got to use it. And so I want to do that for sure. I got this, my daughter got me this, had to stop and think. Tim Holtz tickets. The ticket booth is what it's called. And she also got me the die cuts. And she just, I made this wish list on Amazon. And this was one of them. And so, yeah. So I thought we would use some of this in the Alice book. Because, why not? Also, she got me these crafty individuals. And it's got like your post stamps and different things on here. It does not come, I haven't even cut it apart yet because I had to mount it on some mounting. It didn't come with cut up and all that. So we can't use this one tonight, but I wanted to show it to you. And then I don't know if it was her or my husband that ended up getting me this one that just has a lot of words by Spellbinder. It's just a stamp set. And that was before I got my new typewriter. My husband got me the typewriter, but these come in handy. Okay, and then I bought these for myself the other day. I've used them once in the Alice in Wonderland book, but I just liked that you could do corners and yeah. And then my husband got me the Flutter stamps by Tim Holtz. And he got me the dies. So, we have a lot of fun stuff to play with. I'm sorry, you guys. Excuse me. Sadie, no. She has decided, I closed the door to the bathroom because today she decided she would bite on my carpet where it connects to the tile. And so I didn't like that. So I got that one. And I got these on sale by myself over the holidays. They're the Jane Davenport faces. And I got this on sale. It's the birthday one. And then I just found this little fence die, which I thought would be fun for just about anything. So I got those two at like Tuesday morning. But I also got the brushes. My sister got me the brushes, 2 of them. Well, they actually come 2 to a pack. And I haven't used them yet, but I plan on it. And they pop out. Let me show you how they work. So you push them out like that. You just push down. And then when you're done, you just push up and put the cap on. So I got 4 of them. And you just wash them. They're awesome. And they're for your distressed oxide or distressed ink, I guess, whichever one you want to call it. It just says blending brushes. So I'll have to let you know how those work out. Okay, so for now, we're just going to work. I just wanted to show you those. I haven't even got them filed into my system. I have this little system where I number all my stamps and stuff and get them filed away because otherwise. So, I love my Big Shot, but it's a lot of turning of the wheel. And so my husband got me one of those electrical ones, the genies, I think is what they're called. I don't remember. I got the big one. And I've used it a couple times. But I wanted something also that I could just sit here at my desk and use, which would work with the tickets, work with the butterflies, work with the more common stuff. So he got me, not him, my daughter got me the Sizzix Sidekick by Tim Holtz. And I've used it a couple times. I just want to show you how it works. You just put it down on your table and you take this arm. Let me see if you're where you can see. Let me move this paper. Oh, good grief. Let me move that light so we can see what we're doing. And so you just kind of put it down and then you flip the handle and the suction is what holds it down. See? Okay, and I kept everything that came with it in this the little bag so I can keep it on my desk. So you can emboss with this and you can die cut. But now the measurements are, you know, not gigantic. And I've only embossed one thing. But here's your little plates. See, you can see where I've cut some of my butterflies and some of my tickets, just practicing. It comes with a tag, and it comes with, let me get this over here, a set of numbers, a set of numbers, and it comes with the tag reinforcer, and it comes with a tiny little embossing pad. And let me get this over and I can show you what else it comes with. Although I've got it off of for some reason I've got it off. So this has little toppers. Let me show you. I don't know if I have it on here right. I haven't even taken this off. I don't know why it just decided to be off when I'm doing a video. Do you know what I'm saying? It's how things work, I guess. Well, basically, it's this. Let me see if you can see behind here. It's these stamps. So you can stamp this image here too. The finger, you know how it always points. It's got this little flourish right there. And some journaling lines. So it comes with some little mini things for you to play with. And, which I thought was nice. But, and I have a little bit, mostly plain, and, but I liked that it had the tag and, the numbers, because that's something that we will use. Okay, so we're going to go on, here's your shim. So if you need to shim to do your embossing pad, I believe that's what that's for. So I thought what we'd do first is stamp on some white paper. Let's just use the white paper because I've got it right here. We'll stamp some of these images. Let's do it in black. I also got these new archival inks, which I love because they're permanent. And so I'm going to get I need the next two numbers. This is 1 through 4. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but that's my plan. And so I'm going to use the black for now so we can see it really well. And we're just going to ink up, let's ink up one of these. Let's just ink up this one. And then we'll be able to cut it. Now, I didn't tell you what size I'm sorry, things are banging together on my desk. I didn't tell you what size this machine would take, but I want to say, oh gosh, I'll look at the box. That's the safest thing for me to do, I guess. Sadie, she has been really obnoxious the last day or two. And so we're going to lay it right here. Can you see? I'll lay it right here. I hope there's not too much light glaring. I think it's the position I'm in. Let me move this machine back a little bit. Now, I'm not advertising for anybody. I'm simply just showing my friends what I got for Christmas and how much fun it's gonna be. Let me see where the puppy is. She manages to get herself in trouble. And Sadie, I'm gonna strangle her when I get hold of her. Sadie, come see me, Sadie. Yeah, I see you over there, hiding. Hold on, guys. Anyway, so I got all of those for Christmas, and I mean, I was really pretty spoiled this year with, since I've been doing books. I'm coming. Since I've been doing books, you know, I've come up with all these things in my brain, and I know we've been kind of slow, but I am planning on that changing. Okay, so I'm going to move this forward. Let's see if this will help. If we pull that light off. There, you just always make sure it's stuck down. You get your two cutting. I really think that you could see better if I had something light colored underneath the stamps, because my background is black. So I didn't get a good impression with my stamp because I really wasn't paying attention at the time. We'll do another one. Okay, let me see what I did wrong. Oh, I guess I just smeared it right in the middle. Let's try that again. I'm sure it was from chasing a puppy. I'm going to move it right here in front. Whoops. It's hard when this thing's so little. Of course, you know, this kind of ink set is not for big stamping like this. I should have really got my big archival stamp out. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down, and we'll be able to cut it out. I kind of like to stamp a couple, and then we can cut a couple. How would that be? Let's do this admit one, or maybe, I'm looking here to see what we have to choose from. Let's do the admit one of these admit one, just so we can see what the ticket looks like. The thing about archival, you can wipe your stamps off afterwards, but they really do stain your stamps, just so you know. And if it's stained on there, it's not going to come off on your next project, just so you know. Okay, now I'm stamping way over here on the edge so we can, I got to start taking them off of that paper in order to get a good image. But let's do this quickly so you guys can see how it works. I mostly wanted you to be able to see. I hope I didn't cut too close to that, because you got to allow for your, I wanted you to see how this little thing worked. It's great to have at your desk if you're just doing something and you need a ticket. Got your little ink pads, and you know. So let's cut the little ticket out first. I think a lot of the die cuts interchange with each other. Well, that's not it. Did I lose one? I better not. I'm not going to be a happy cooker. Or happy camper, I mean. Maybe this is it, and it just cuts bigger. I bet that's what it is. Which means I didn't allow enough. But we do have just barely a little bit under there. So let's just try it and see what happens. I mean, what do we got to lose, right? You know, like I said, I haven't used this much. So I don't know all the ins and outs yet. So I got to start practicing more. I just haven't had a chance to really play with my Christmas stuff. I got a big thing of gel pens, like a 48-piece set. And here we go. Okay, you guys see? I want to make sure you can see. Okay, so you just pop it off. And of course, I didn't get this right edge, but I think you get the picture. And I have it off because I didn't have enough paper over here. So let's try this big one that we've got right here. This is a transportation. Let me find the big die cut that goes on this one. I'm assuming it's this big one. And you see how big this is, and I don't think I have enough on each side, but we'll get it right. We'll just keep stamping until we get it right. See, you go in between those words, and that one's going to look pretty cool. I have cut some of this stuff, but I have not cut it and stamped it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have this sealed down. So you have to have it sealed down because it helps to pull it through for you. I guess I should have practiced this before I did it on camera. There we go. Well, I'm cutting the wrong way. Oh, there we go. You don't seal it on paper like I just did because that won't work. Let me unhook it and move it aside, and then we'll get it back on stable ground. Okay. Look how cool. Now, I am off on it because I didn't cut enough paper on this side here. But look how cool that looks. Let's do some more. Let's do some on yellow. Or, not really yellow, but I'm trying to get this where you guys can see it without any problem, without stamping all over myself. Okay, and this time we are going to, let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. Now, this is a market square. This is transportation. Journey. Let's do those two. Yeah. Now, I would say to you, I keep a block right up here on my shelf that is covered in everything. You always have to ink, especially when they're new, you need to ink them heavier. I think that's what I did wrong that first time. Now you want to allow paper to come around it, we discovered. So in other words, you can't just stamp a whole page to cut a bunch out without, oh, that's a perfect stamp. That looks good. Let's try this one now. You can use different colors. It doesn't have to be black. You can use red and whatever other color you have. I know not everybody does this, but I have found I get a better stamp if I have a stamping pad underneath, and I don't right now. And if you huff on it. I just kind of breathe on it. It's kind of been something I've always done. So I'm going to bring it up above it. And, whoops, I may have just rent it when I leaned over to the side. Nope, it's okay. All right, fun. Okay, after we do these two, we got to move on to our finishing our product for the book. And I want to show you how far I've gotten in the book. I did get the book bound today because I wanted us to work on getting it decorated. Let me close up this ink that I've got all over me. And I've made a mess. I would say to you, if you're going to do a lot of stamping and cutting, I would use your regular ink pad. But if you're going to stamp a word or something like that, you definitely want to use, you know, if it's just going to be one little image. Okay, so I'm not sure which, yeah, that will go through. I was going to tell you what size. I don't want to forget to do that. Okay. It'll tell you on the front what side it cuts. I know I remember reading it, but now I can't find it. I bet it's in this little instruction pack that we got right here. Let's see if it tells us what size. Probably have to hunt for it. You know how that is. It's probably going to be somewhere we don't expect. But they are small. I will tell you this. We'll just measure the little tag that comes with it. And maybe we'll cut a little tag also. This little tag is 1.5 inches wide and almost 3 inches tall. So we will cut one of those when we're done cutting out our other little things here. Okay, so I'm laying this down. I'm thinking, you know, I don't know which one of these go with which one. Maybe this one goes here. Let's just see if it does. Because it kind of looks like it. No. It would cover up a word. Well, I don't know. It could. It does. You cover up the one word. I don't know if it cuts on there. It just gives it perforation. I don't know if this is the right die. We will learn together, guys. Or if this one's the right die. Nope. It must be this one. Nope. And let's try this one. This is it, I think. Looks pretty close, but I think this is it. Now, if you're worried about your things jumping around, you can buy, and I know Hobby Lobby sells the Sidekick ones. There's not a lot out yet, but you can use anything you have that, and you roll it towards you. You can use anything you have that will be small enough. Yeah, this wasn't the right die. See how we cut off some on the side? And that's aggravating because I'm like thinking, which one is it then? We know it's not that one. And this is a tag one, so we know it's not that one. And this one didn't seem wide enough. I bet it was this one. We can try again if we have time. Okay, now let's try. I'm just going to rip some of this paper off so it goes through here without any problem. We'll do the Market Square tag. It's not this one. So it must be, you'll learn these as you go along. You know, it just takes some time. So, this one looks like it's too big. But, let's do it anyway. Whoops! Let's do it anyway. Okay. I don't know about you, but when I experience something new, I like having friends along to do it. Just makes it a whole lot more fun. Okay, I think I really got off. But this is the right one, but I didn't have it on straight. And again, this is just for fun. We're just playing right now. And that's how you learn. And now here's one. You can do it either way. You can cut, and then you can stamp. So let's try stamping that one and see how it turns out. It is actually the one we used earlier. I'm going to use this Stressed Oxide and see how it turns out. See if it works. I don't know how much ink's on here. It just covers a bigger area. And that's why I suggested to you, if you're going to do some of these bigger tags, the little plates are 2.5 wide. by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. The plates are 2.5 by 5 inches. So that tells me that you probably could get a cut up to that size. Now I'm going to see if I can hold this straight and stamp it without messing things up here. I always found it easier to stamp and then cut, personally, because you have more control over, you know, what's going to happen. Now I use obviously a different ink. It does look better with the darker ink. But okay, so now I want us to try to do the tag. And I want to show you how the tag cuts. What did I do with it? It was just laying here. Okay, so let's do one of these little, let's just cut it out. All you have to do is just cut some paper around it. So I would say to you, if you want to keep it at your desk, keep all your scraps that you would cut dies from. You know, like little dies like this. Put your dies down, face down on your paper. Okay. And then put your other plate on top. These plates being black on my table. Now when you move these plates around, it's got a chance of sliding. So just like with any other die cutting machine, you have to put a little tape on there or just take your chance. And so, and this is lots easier to turn than the Big Shot. Isn't that cute? Now, I'm going to stamp on one of these just because I can. What do we want to stamp? Let's stamp one that, oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, let's emboss on it. Let me find the little embossing thing. I've got stuff spread out everywhere, you guys. Here's the embossing folder. Now, I would say to you, put it in where you can see that the black is going to go around. Now, this may not be perfect either because I've not done it. You just get it in the place it needs to be. We're going to shim this time, so we need to have it down here. And I think the shim goes on, I didn't read the instructions on this, so we're fixing to find out. But I think the shim goes on top of the black plate just to give more pressure for, I mean, I'm like grabbing all around. I hope it's still straight. We'll find out. Okay. It's going to be tight, I can tell you that much. I don't think that's right. It's not wanting to pull it through there at all. Let's go with it. I know that if you go with it just by itself, it'll make an indentation. But I don't think it will actually. Let's try it. Let's just try it and see what happens if we do it like it's a die cut. It's like it's not the right size. Maybe we do it like this. Maybe we do one of the black plates and then the gray shim. Maybe that's what we do. But I can't imagine that being enough. No, see, it's going through there way too easy. So that's not going to be right. All else fails. Let's look at instructions. Okay. Upside down. Here we go. So you put it on the gray plate. Oh, so you can cut and emboss at the same time. I'm going to have to read these instructions deeper before we have our next little die cut playtime. Okay, so you put it on the gray, put your paper inside, which we have our tag in there, and then you cover it. Place paper onto cutting pad. Place thinlet die with blade side down over paper to be cut. Okay, we don't want to cut, we want to emboss. Place material to be embossed inside the embossing folder. Place embossing folder on the Sidekick embossing pad. Okay, so, which is kind of what we did, right? Okay, let's make sure it's straight. Might as well make sure it's as good as possible. Maybe we could actually use this. So place it on the embossing pad. And then place Sidekick cutting pad on top. Okay, so we're just doing it, but that's still not going to be thick enough. Okay, you use all three. I can tell by looking at it. So we just had it backwards. Okay, if this doesn't work, I'll have to do some studying up on it. But I just, looking at it, you can see that there's three. I think that maybe I had them stacked wrong or something. But see, it doesn't want to pull them through, and you don't want to break your machine. So, let's do it like this. That's aggravating. I'm just going to have to keep playing with it. It talks. Oh, look, it's already did it the first time we ran it through. Hello. Can you see that? So the first time we ran it through with the gray and the black, that's when it worked. How simple is that? Not too simple, evidently, for me. So I think what we'll do is we'll stamp something inside here. How about we stamp, let's see if this one will fit, the admit one. Let me find my stamping block. Well, crud, there it is. You guys wouldn't believe my day. I've been doing all this stuff, and I've got stuff everywhere. And I did actually straighten it up before I came on video, but I also drug out a bunch of other stuff. So if we don't get it done today, I'll finish it up, and then tomorrow's video, and hopefully tonight we can put some stuff together on video. Okay, now I'm going to huff on this because I think it works. And I'm going to try to center it correctly. I'm sure it's not straight. It's hard to get something like this straight. That's not too bad. It's better than what we've had, right? So, one last thing. I'm going to put all these little dies back in here real fast so we don't lose them. But one more thing. I'm going to put all these little mistakes in here too so I can maybe learn from them. One more thing that I did notice is in the free package. You can buy what's called a, oh, what do they call it? It's where you get a little, it's like a package. And so you get the plates, the embossing pad, the stamp, all of this stuff to go with it, you know. And so it's just a little bit more expensive, but it gives you something to practice. So here we have this little tiny one. I gotta have some paper. Watch me not have any black paper, but here's some right here in my scrap pile. I'm trying to see if I have anything dark enough that will make a difference on the tag. Yeah, I do. I can see it. I can't get hold of it. Listen, Gail has made me crazy woman with scraps. Thank you, Gail. I can't throw anything away now. No blame on you. You do a fabulous job. And, okay, so I'm going to put I wish they gave you a couple of these little things to cut your reinforcer with, because I like to put one on each side personally. Okay, and here we go. Now, of course, you gotta poke it out. And of course, you have to have something pointed to do that. And luckily, I do right here. And so it comes out. Now, I will tell you this. This is a pretty good size hole. So it's not your average bear. I noticed that whenever I was. But then that's how it will look. And I personally like to use my Xyron, my little 2 or 3 inch Xyron. I'm going to put one in there. We're going to cut one more. Where did the die cut go? There it is. We're going to cut one more, and I'm going to show you how to pull this through my little machine. Listen, I just sewed a bunch of stuff in garage sale. I haven't heard how I did, but come on, get up there. What is your problem? There it goes. I got rid of a lot of doodads, you know. I'm going to move this machine to the side so we can get on with our other stuff. I'm going to just set it all over here on this table. Well, it's not really a table. I tell you what it is. It's a box on top of one of my trash cans. Because I can't seem to get my act together on keeping things picked up. So I've got stuff piled on everything. So I don't know if you can see down in there, but it's down inside my Xyron sticker maker. It's the 150. You pull, and there you go. So this way you don't have to try to hang on to something small. And I usually just kind of press around it, make sure it's down good, so it doesn't end up with a lot of sticky around it. So if you guys ever want to do a little video just doing something like this, stamping and dyeing, just let me know. You know, you assume a lot of times that people know how to do some of this stuff, and we don't. We don't always. I mean, I still learn stuff every day. You know, mostly from Gail. She's the one I learned from. Thank you, Gail. She's probably not even watching me, but she's a busy woman. But anyway, so there you go. Let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah. Admit one. And then you have our little reinforcer. And it's embossed. Now, whether or not you would do this all at once is one thing. But the main thing is I just wanted to show you just the few little things it can do. Plus, it has numbers. So, let's move on to our project for tonight. I'm just going to scoot this aside and hope for the best. I've got to move it so we can, let me put this, oh, it's a lot of pieces to this little thing. I've done up a, just to help you if you decide you want one of these. Again, I'm not advertising for Tim Holtz or anybody. If I did, I'd be a wealthier woman. Not really, I'm just joking. I hadn't even thought about that. But anyway, so you put all your goodies down in here that came with it. And your instructions, that's important, and all 3 of your plates. And I just wrote Sidekick on it, and I keep this and my Sidekick in its box up on my top shelf here. And when I get ready to use it, listen, these dies and stuff have been eating at me, saying use me. And I just haven't had time to stop and do it. I can barely get a video made lately. But I plan on changing that, guys. So don't get used to that little bit of time off with me. I hope you all had a good day today. I am like putting stuff up as we talk, and then that'll give us more room. Put these ink pads right back where they go, which is right next to me, so that works out good too. And let me get out a wipey to get this ink off my mat. Nothing hurts this thing. I'm telling you right now, this mat is strong. It takes on anything. And I love it because of that. So we'll have to dry it too real quick. That won't take but a minute. So today what I did, I've told you kind of, I tried to come up with some fold outs on our little thing we were working on last night, our collage thing. But first, let me show you real quick what I've got here. I'm gonna lay this paper right here, so maybe we won't have a glare if I turn this light on. Let me make sure you can see. We're already at 41 minutes. I'll just have to do another video probably, guys. But let's go ahead and look at what we've got to start with on the next video. I do want to show you this too. These are some that we made ahead of time. I thought might look good in this video since it's an Alice video. I just thought, look at these little mini tags. I thought we could use that in this book. We also did this card, collage card. Do you remember that? Look how cool the sewing is on the back. I thought it turned out pretty cool. But the colors are right, blue, brown. So I thought we could use that because of that. And so I'm just gonna, and I'll show you, instead of beads, I did buttons. And I finished the sewing. I did not want to use Fabri-Tac, so I used another glue called Fast Grab by Eileen's, and it's supposed to hold everything, and it grabs fast, and that's true. It's really $3.99 a bottle. Is not bad. It's a all-purpose adhesive, fast grabbing, holds item on contact. So you need to know where you're laying it, in other words. Dries clear and flexible, non-toxic. And the rest of it is not in the same language. It says it's for hobbies and household repairs. It's specifically formulated to grab hard to hold items. Will not run. Always test for best results. Squeeze onto surface, press pieces together, water cleanup. So there you go. That's what I used on the cover. But first I put the foam, crazy foam, you know. And this is the one that has adhesive on one side. You can get this at Walmart in a little cube of all different colors. And I need to get some more because I've used all the colors I like. So first what I did was added around the edges and under these little bits in the middle, around the edges, cross under this, and then I just adhered it. So what is in here over time will probably loosen up a little bit because it's just adhesive, which is okay because I really wanted it looser. But this muslin has fringe around it, and I really inked the green paper pretty good. You'll see. I'll show you what it looks like normally. See, it's a completely different green. And I use this. I use the gray and I use the blue from Paige Evans Pink Paisley Fancy Free. So this book is I believe it's 6.5 by, I don't know where my paper is, but 6.5 by 5, I believe. It was covered in canvas. And here's the blue. I tried to alternate the colors in the book. I also stitched in the darkest color, which is this blue. And here we go. There's part of the kit. Put some music in here, different journal sheets. And we've done this once already, so we're not going to do it again. But as you can see, I stitched in different places throughout the pages. And then I stitched on both sides of this inside page where our little strings of buttons are. And so on and so forth. And then you'll see when we get to the end of where the regular papers are, these two are different. And this one's stitched on the inside as well. And when you see it on the back, you will see this is different. Okay? And so I've already got my name on the back. So all of the book itself, by itself, is done. I am going to add some tabs to the book. Not a lot. I don't want it to look crazy. I'll probably send some with the book, so if someone wants to put more, they can. I don't know if this is going to fit in here, because this is a smaller book. I'm just going to see real quick if it will fit. I think it would look best on this tan. It will. There you go. So we'll put it in here, and we'll put this other in. But I really want to finish this right here. So let's do, in the next couple minutes, we have time to put in one thing probably, which I've got ready in this big stack of mess over here. And then we'll start on the other video, we'll go straight into finishing our trifold. So I did the library pocket. It was just long. It came up to here, so I just folded it over, inked it, stamped it with distressed oxide, added this solid black flower here because it was dark and I liked the way it looked, and I stitched around it. Now this was a white bead. I just took a marker, a Sharpie that's permanent, and did that. So this is going to be for the inside front cover. Okay, and I always like to put the library card there if I can. I don't always, but I feel like it's going to be really snug looking at this. Do you agree? I think so. So what we need to do maybe is use another pocket to go with the card. And we can use this for a tag or something. See, it would even look good with our little tag here, maybe with some other tags along. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to think about this. And I'm going to get one of my regular old fall apart looking, because they've been dyed and they're just pretty pitiful. Now, I think this is going to be pretty small, but we could stamp something here. I have little flower lace inside the book. So I got that lace out. I thought, well, we can stamp. We can do whatever we want. We can put some of this lace across here, I thought. And we might even want to put some of the gray paper right here because we've got the blue green. And trying to give you an idea of how I'm thinking. I know you all have your ways of thinking when it comes to this. So I'm going to ink this up. And I'm thinking this is pretty thin feeling. This particular cardstock that I copied it in. So I may, oh, no, forgot I put this book belongs to you. I was going to say I was going to add it to another card, but I still can, and we can just restamp that on the back of the other card. So we'll see. I'm going to ink this up real quick. I'm going to move the book to the side so we don't get ink all over it. That would be not good. After we ink this, we may be out of video time. We have 10 minutes. Let's see what we can do in 10 minutes. So this is a new pad. So obviously I need to add some ink to this. But I've inked a lot of stuff today because I knew we would be doing this video tonight. This was back, I tea dyed this and coffee. It was actually coffee dyed it. When I first started doing books and I did my first batch because they were dark and it was way darker than I really like. I like a little grunge, but I don't like it when it's just over the top dark. I would prefer it to be more of a medium color, really, honestly. And I just think it might look better for what I'm going for. Now, maybe we got that just how we need it. Now, I'm going to grab some of these scraps. If I can find one that is the right size. Okay, let's get the smaller of the two. Okay. Now, you can tell by looking at this, we're going to have to ink it. You know, ink the white on it to get it a little darker to go along with this, card holder, this library card holder. Because it's so dark, it's just, there's no way. Okay, so we drew our lines. I'm going to raise this up a little bit so I can see where I'm cutting. This is my Creative Memories cutter, or whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls them, it's a trimmer actually is what it is. I call it cutter, I call it chopper, I call it. I have lots of words for things. So there we go on that. Now let's ink it again. We'll get this crazy ink. I feel like I live with this ink. Okay, we'll ink it around. So I'm going to lay it on this paper and go ahead and do some inking onto this. It is going to be darker because of the fact this is. And if we didn't, it would look so stark. You know, don't think we'd like it that much. Okay, so we cut this just a little bit smaller than the square. I would really like it if it could be trimmed. Trimmed in zigzag. And then we're going to put this right here. And I'm going to get that stamp that I told you I had a minute ago to do. It's right here, I promise. It's a cheap, it didn't cost that much. It was like $5 or $6 at Hobby Lobby. It's not an expensive stamp, but I get frustrated because you just can't find, you know, flourishes to go around your corners. And I don't want just flowers. I would like to have, you know, designs as well, not just. If I could come up with my own stamp. I know what I want in my head, but I don't know what I want, you know, just. Okay, so I'm going to get my archival back out because it's darker. This coffee color, which is really one of my favorite colors. And let me get my stamp. Okay, let's see. Now, last time I used these, let's see. I like this little small one, but I think it's too small. So let's use this bigger one. The last time I used them, I used my stamping pad, but I'm not going to worry about that. I did use this same color. Sadie's gonna whine a little bit now. I'm sorry, guys. She thinks that she has to be in charge. I normally don't have her in here. I was supposed to go to physical therapy and go to get my hair colored and cut today. And I went outside. I was all dressed, ready to go. Got up, did my shower, all the stuff you do to get ready. And couldn't get my garage door open to get my car out. That was just lovely. Let me just tell you. Let's hope, keep your fingers crossed that I got enough ink on here. It worked great. It worked great. I think with these you could even like watercolor in them if you had the right kind of paper. But because this is a short card, Sadie, no. Because it's a short card, you can just put it right in here and be fine with it. And then I think I'm going to have to ink a little bit on this floral ribbon also. This is really old. I just got to see which side is the right side. Boy, it can be hard sometimes to tell. Okay, I'm going to cut it right here. Come on. Okay. So, I think I won't worry about stitching. I can always doodle stitch if I want to, but I do want to make this darker. So, just going to go over it. If I don't want tea stain up one of my ribbons, you know, and I don't have time, I just hit them with some distressed ink. Works out perfect. Okay, so we're just going to glue this down. And we're not going to worry about it having any kind of stitch. But it would have been cute to have a little bit of a stitch there. At some point in my life, I would love to figure out how to get my sewing machine over here. Right now, I just don't know how I could. I love to sew. I would sew everything if I could have it right here next to me. And we're working on figuring out a way. Okay, so that paper is adhering down. I'm going to get some of this ink right there. I know this was perfectly square, but you know this square thing on here is not perfectly square. And it doesn't look perfectly square to me now. See this side? I must have flipped it over, but it is square enough. Okay, so we have this. The back of it says this book belongs to. Now we want to add, where did my lace go? It blended in. I couldn't even see it over there. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit of lace across this. I've been telling myself I've got to get more confident to just sit down and just do stuff, you know. But half the time when I do my videos, I don't even know what I'm going to do until I sit down to do them. And I know you guys probably feel that way too. You sit down and you think, okay, I can't think of a thing to do. Well, I do my best when I just sit down and feel that way. You know, and just start doing what I feel. I'm going to flip this over and hit the edges of the ribbon so it doesn't look so odd. I just happen to think, I bet this needs some glue under it too, see? Or it will be snagging on stuff. So, put a little bit right there. Just going to go straight under it. I just got some I saw it trying to come off of there. My hands are dirty and we haven't even, it's from all the ink doing the stamping. I get messy, especially when I'm trying to do it quick. And I was trying to do it quick so we could finish this other thing. But we are going to finish this other thing. It's going to be part 2 of the trifold. So watch for that. We're going to do it. I'm going to do it tonight. So it should go up after this video. Where we're just was learning the sidekick. And if you want to call it learning. Seeing it for the first time, and then we can try to experience something better with it the next time. The more we use it, and the more they come out with that will fit that size. I just need to sit down and go through my dies. You guys, I have so many. I need to show you sometime how I store my dies and stamps so that in a minute's notice I can find them. And not a minute, maybe 5 minutes. But you can get in and find them quickly. You have to have a big, like a 3 or 4 inch, at least a 3-inch binder. I actually have 2 that are full. And then you have to have the clear sleeved that you would put like notebook paper inside. There we go. How's that? Let's go ahead and glue it into the book. Do you want to? And at least we can get one thing done this video. So I'm going to flip it over. Prop my scissors down right here so I can have a little bit of something going on here. And do we want to put it down in the corner? I kind of like doing that so it doesn't get so much in the binding. Doesn't have to be in the middle. And then if you want to put something here, you can. So that's what we'll do. We'll put it in the corner. Now, we could do a, let's see, this on here it says title, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And it has the author's name on there. Yeah, and the dates. So that's interesting. Tracie comes up with everything. We could put a tag in here. But this tag is too wide for sure. But she has a couple real skinny ones. And there's 2. And this is the pocket. And this is one of them. Let me find the other one. Well, good grief. Where did it go? Where did it go? And I've already topped them with some old buttons I have. So I wonder if I've been changed in the night. Let me drink. Let me think. Was I the same when I got up this morning? And this one says, it was all very well to say, drink me. But the wise little Alice was not going to do that in a blurry. Interesting. So we could put this one here. Let's do that. You want to? Let's try it and see if this will fit in there after we put the glue down. You know, sometimes I just don't like trying to squeeze a tag into a very small area. Because that, you know, over time I think it would, your pockets would, you know, start separating or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Because I don't go home with the books. So, I don't know. So, I'm just going to glue around it. Make sure we get it down good. More down this way because the tag will stick up. I kind of like doing this too because if I have a, if I have something that doesn't want to stick down well, you can always put clips down to hold it around the edges. And if you're going to have a problem getting something to stay down, it's going to be in these little corners. Or at least that's what I've experienced. Because you can't put a lot of pressure. Trying to get where you guys can see. I hope I don't have you all dizzy. Moving it around. Okay. Come on, come on. Well, I think we have this down, and I will keep holding it after we are off video, and I'll clean up my area. And as soon as my husband gets this video off my phone, he's my little techie, I will be prepared to do the second one. And we will work on this trifold and try to get it finished. I already have some flips in mind, so that'll be fun. And whether or not we get it finished is another thing. I remember seeing somebody do that, and it took them 2 or 3 videos. So I don't plan on taking that long, but we'll see. All right, guys. This is our library pocket down, ready to be used, and it just needs to dry. So I hope you enjoyed this video, learning about the Sidekick, and I will be more prepared the next time we have a little lesson with it. If you have any questions about it, I'll do the best to answer. I don't know if I have those answers or not, but I'll see you back in a bit while we waiting on doing the completion of the trifold. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed, I wish you would. It would be lots of fun. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you.